Well, what's up, YouTube? So today's gonna be another. Oh man, there's a lot to suck. Today's gonna be another kind of, not a how-to, but just kind of a, I don't know, tutorial, whatever you want to call it. Working on my 4Runner. So y'all know this is my daily. Well, it is my daily most of the time. If you follow me on my social media, you'll know that you know, we got a list on this thing of things that's been done for years. And the timing belts had supposedly been done. But if you know, this thing broke down on us I don't know, a couple weeks ago or whatever. I was going down the road and it just shut off, and got to looking, and I pulled the cover off and you could see the timing belt was off of it. Now at that point I didn't know what happened. I didn't know if it broke or if it just a pulley messed up or what happened. Not really sure what they did to this because it doesn't look like it's been done. So I don't know if they told the customer they did it and they didn't do it, or if they didn't use Toyota parts, or if it's been, I'll have to look at the date. I'll get that paper out and look at it, show y'all. But anyway, it's all handwritten, you know, no actual receipts, it's handwritten. So who knows? But anyway, I'll show you what happened. Luckily, these aren't interface motors, and we wasn't like pulling a bunch of RPM, so the motor wasn't just free flowing all kinds of stuff. So the motor should be fine. 3/4 from what I read are not interface motors, so shouldn't have hit the valves. I didn't hear any loud noises or anything like that. So I'm kind of going to go, I've got a lot of this already tore apart. I'll just kind of go over what we've taken apart and what you got to do to get to this, and then we'll just go from there as far as how we're going to do everything and how it goes together. So let's take a look at it. So as you see, this thing snapped, and it looks old. Like, I don't know, maybe it was just a defective belt. Me personally, I use all Toyota parts whenever I do timing belts, so it was just kind of instilled in my head to use Toyota parts. This one looks like it was, I don't know, man, I don't know if I had a bad spot in it or what. But anyway, pretty much I cut the belts because the kit that comes with, you cut the belts. But to get it off, you do have to take this off. This is the adjuster for the power steering. You got to take it off because it goes into this cover, obviously. This is not the water pump on these motors. If you're wondering, the water pump is actually right here. Get out of the way. The water pump's actually right there on these. You can see the hose comes out here. So thermostat, water pump, it's all in here. So it runs off the timing belt. So when you do a timing belt, it's best to do water pump, timing belt. And if you buy the kit that I buy, it comes with this pulley, it comes with a tensioner pulley, and it comes with a new tensioner, which I don't know if I want to put the new tensioner on, because to do that, you gotta take the AC compressor off, and it adds a couple hours worth of work. I'm gonna see, I don't think the tensioner was the problem. I think that it just broke. I mean, from the looks of it, it just broke. But anyway, take the hoses off. If it's automatic, which most of them are, you got to take the two transmission lines off of it. Of course, you'll take this hose off because it goes to the water pump. So you take your hoses off, take the fan off, take the shroud off, take the radiator out. There's all that stuff. So I always stack my pulleys how they go, so that way I know for sure 100% how they go. Got the fan there, the shroud, that, and then all my bolts. These are my fan bolts, my radiator bolts, my cover bolts. You do have this cover that goes over timing belt. Obviously, you have to take the hose off to get to it, but I got that there. And then my bolts there. I keep them separated. I don't bag them and everything. Y'all know what this is? Whew, boy, I'm ready for some energy today. I gotta get this done. We got something we gotta go take care of in a little bit. We gotta go pick a car up for a guy and move it. So I'm gonna get to work on this. The crank bolt on these usually aren't too bad. I had one, the last one that I done, I ended up having to use a 3/4 inch impact and to get it off. So I had to take all the condenser and everything out of it to do it. That's the hardest one that I've had to get out. Most of the time on these 3/4s, they're not bad. We're gonna find out on this one if I gotta take my condenser out. I hope not, but if I do, it is what it is. So let's get to work, get this thing off. You do have to take I don't know if you have to take the alternator off. I don't think you do. I did on the last one, or maybe I just took it loose. Anyway, you're gonna take the alternator off. Do it this way. You got to do 1 bolt for the, or 2 bolts for the power steering. Is for the adjustment. So let's get these bolts out, get the crank pulley off, and see how far we can get on this thing. I want to get it done today. We'll see what happens. All right, so this radio is giving me a fit today. I ain't got my stuff in order. We made a little progress on this thing. Let me show you what we did here. I don't recommend people doing it the way I did to get this crank bolt out, but it worked. I really need to go buy a bigger impact. I've got a DeWalt 1/2 inch. I got some air 1/2 inch. I don't have a weighted 19 socket. I've got a impact socket that's a long one, but I can't get it in there with my impact. It's just a mess. It locks. I guess this radiator support right here is just a little too close. Like, I mean, I'm talking like it needs to be that much farther away just to get the impact in there. But it wouldn't break it loose with a chrome socket. So what I did, and what I have done before, is these motors turn clockwise. So if you find a way to get a breaker bar in there and then bump the motor over, it'll break them loose. But don't recommend that. Try to do it the right way. Get the right size tool to do it. I'm going to go buy one probably today, because this is the second one I've had I couldn't get off. I had to do my Supra that way too. But anyway, I'll show you what I did. So as you see, we've got the thermostat off. I did put it on top dead center. I need to check and make sure it's on a compression stroke instead of decompression stroke. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it's actually at the top, not at the bottom. But I got to take this off, so take this off. I got to get this off. But anyway, I used my impact socket, put the socket on, put a breaker bar on, and put it up against this frame rail and left a little bit of slack and bumped the motor over, so when it come up and hit, it turned the nut backwards, of course, and broke it loose. So worked on this one. I don't recommend it, because if you do break that off, bad news. Being my personal car, if it happens, it happens. I'll pull it out. We'll fix it another day. But if it was a customer car, I got a guy close to me that had let me borrow his 3/4 inch. I probably would have called him and got it from him, or I would have just went and bought me a 3/4 inch impact. But I am going to go buy one. I've had a couple things that I couldn't get it off, so I need to buy one. So as you see, we got the timer marks. So let me show you what's going on here. So I put the crank on top dead center, right? So what I'll do is I'll take all this off. This stays on at all times anyway. So I'll take all this stuff off, this plastic cover, this, and I'll pull it all off. But I've got the timer marks lined up on the cams. That one was pretty close anyway, and then that one was way off, so I fixed it. But I put it on top dead center. Go ahead and put the camshafts in there. I'll take all this off. When I put it back together, I'll show you. But usually what I'll do is I left the last one I did, and I'm pretty sure all of them I did. I took this off, right, run my timer belt, and then I put this on and got it on the sleeve piece in there. I'll show you. And then I tighten that down. If you don't, I mean, you can't get it. There's probably a way you can, but I can't ever get them on. So that's what I do. I just take this off, loose, whatever, and then that way I can push down on it and put it on. And when it does that, it gets on that sleeve back there, and you can just run it on and get it tight. Just make sure you get it on there right. That one's not making any noise. This does look like it's got the factory thermostat gasket in it. I'm sure somebody's done a timer belt on this before. I'm not 100% sure. It does have 200 and, oh man, I think it's got 227,000 miles on it. It's not all cracked up, so somebody might have put a belt on it, but I don't think they did a thermostat and water pump, which I'm getting ready to find out. When I pull this off, I'll do it. But as you see, if you come over here, I've got everything. It's all Toyota, all the belts. It comes with an oil filter. It comes with thermostat. I mean, it's everything. But I'll do a box opening on it here in a minute. Oh shit! Oh, sorry. Anyway, yep. So I got all Toyota parts to go back on it. So let's get these couple covers off. On this bottom cover down here, you actually have to take this bolt out and this bolt out, because you got to pull this piece out of the way. It's a wire holding loom. Obviously, I got an oil leak somewhere, but it's a wire loom holder. It holds these wires here. So you gotta take those off to be able to get these bolts because this metal bracket's in the way. Thank you, engineering. So anyway, let's get those off, get this off, and see how everything looks in here. Also, there is a tool for this thing, and it saves you time. So I know I said we probably are not going to change the tensioner for the it's an automatic oil tensioner. Probably not going to change that because you got to take the AC compressor down. Depends on how it acts whenever, you know, anyway. I don't think that was the issue. I think the issue was the belt broke. But I will show you there's a tool that if you have it, you do not have to take that tensioner out. If you do not have the tool, there's probably a way you can do it, but the tool makes it way easier. But if you don't have the tool, then they say you got to take that tensioner out, right? So this tool will save you, like, I think they say it saves you like 2 hours worth of work to have this tool. But I'll show you how it works and what it does and why it's good to have it. And yeah, so let's get this off, get to it. All right, so here's the tool. Where's it at? There it is. There's the tool. So it goes in there. So obviously I about messed up. I started taking the water pump off, and then I realized you gotta have the water pump on to do this. But you'll run this in, and then this slot right here has this pin that you slide in. So when you run this down, it just, that tensioner is still good. But if you can see it, I can't do it all at once, but if you can see it, it pushes, this sits on, this is bolted here, and this is the tensioner, so it pushes that down. So if you have this tool, which it needs a smaller wrench, but if you have this tool, you can just run this down, put that pin in, and then that'll hold the tensioner in place while you change the water pump. Which you could put the new water pump on and then use this and put it in, but why not put pressure on your old water pump? This is not, well, yeah, it is. It's Asian water pump, but it's not. So I'm thinking they changed the belt and didn't change anything else, or it's just really old. Because this belt, I'll have to get the other one out, does not say anything that I ever see on a belt. So I'm pretty sure that the Toyota belt says Mishimoto on it, but I'll confirm that once we get that far. But this is an Asian water pump, so it don't say Toyota on it, but it says Asian. So it might be one of those kits you can buy. They say Asian on the water pump, but it's not actually a Toyota water pump. So I'll show you the Toyota. I'll show you the water pump that's on that I have and the belt that I have, and show you the difference. But it is what it is. So, all right. Note to self: don't try to hold a cam gear with your finger. Look, see how it's bigger? I cut my finger open. I had to go fix it. Anyway, we got it fixed up. I got a glove back on to hold pressure on it, but I can't bend it because I've got it wrapped. So like, I literally can't bend it. Anyway, here's what it is. So we got some more stuff off. I'll show you what's going on, show you kind of how I keep stuff separated or whatever. And then we're going to go through this box and we're going to open everything so y'all can see. I'm trying to stand in front of a lot. So y'all can see kind of like what all it comes with, but obviously it comes with everything. Let me show you. All right, so we went ahead and took the plate off. So like, I like to keep my bolts together, man. Like there's the cam bolts. The cams do say left and right on them, so you can keep them separated, but just kind of keep it all separated. There's the bolts, and then the one longer one right here is actually for the cam sensor. Well, there's something there. This is the tensioner one. It's an Allen head bolt, but I just kind of try to keep like some stuff. Like, I mean, I know that's my water pump bolts and this and that, but I mean, I know what a lot of it is because I've done a few of these. But anyway, there's that. And the reason I took this off is because this kit should come with the cam seals. I'm not going to take them out until I make 100% sure. That is one thing I recommend is, even though when you buy it, it says it comes with all this, before you take everything apart, make sure. I do have to use a puller on this. A lot of times these will come right off, but this one won't for some reason. So I'm going to have to use a puller on it. I'll get my puller out and get it. I got one. So anyway, let's kind of go through this. There's two of the belts. There's the belt. That's the normal belts. this is an oil filter. I've just changed oil in this thing, so I'm not gonna put that on. I'll just keep that on my shelf for later on. This is this pulley. There's that. This is gonna be the water pump. Let's flip this thing over. Alright, so I don't see cam seals and crank seals, but it is what it is. They might be in the bag. There's your tensioner. See how this is? So it bolts here, and that sits on your tensioner, and then when you work that down, it just pivots down. So there's that pulley. And the seals might be in with the water pump. Sometimes they are. I'm only pissed if this thing don't have everything with it. And shout out to Amazon, really paying attention. When they delivered this stuff, they were very careful with it. Yeah, right. There's the tensioner. See that pin? How that pin goes in? It goes in and holds that down. So I'm gonna see how hard that is to get out, but I don't think you can get it out with without taking it off. So this one's, sorry if the feeling sucks. It's hard to hold this phone. People forget what it's like, or don't forget. People don't realize how aggravating it is. There's the water pump. Water pump. Thermostat gasket. Water pump gasket. That's a little bent. We'll have to get that out. But I like these. These are awesome. They metal with rubber on them. Excellent. There's the thermostat. So that is not a Toyota thermostat. See how this one has this little check valve in it? Right there. Those always go up too, just so you know. It does have two thermostat gaskets with it. Look there. There's your cam seals, crank seals, oil drain plug thing. There's your two cam seals, your crank seals, so I can put all that on. And it comes with a thing to put on there so people know when it's done. I'm gonna open this. Oh man, you can't see it. Let me get this open and I'll get right back with you. But that's kind of everything. I mean, obviously oil filter, tensioner. This doesn't say Toyota, but see how it has this little check valve? Let me show you this other one. Oh, this is why this is made totally different. It's got one, but look where it's at. It's in there. That's not where it's supposed to be. I mean, obviously it is what it is. Somebody bought a kit online. But see how the difference is, how this is different than this. Like, look at the difference in these thermostats. See how this one's bigger body and this one has a longer spring compared to this one. But there is a difference in them. I don't know, just me. But I mean, ultimately they're the same length. They just change. This is a shorter body to that, and this one has a longer spring here to where that one has a shorter spring. So anyway, let me get this out and I'll show you what I'm talking about on the belt. Look at there, Toyota. So that 100% proves that the other one is not a Toyota belt, obviously. The numbers were different. Everything's different on it. 191, obviously the other one had 191 on it because I think that's for how many teeth it is. Let's open this, see if I can open this one-handed here. It's probably gonna be a long video, but sorry about that. But I just like showing people this stuff because, yeah, you spend a little bit more money. Look, this one says Asian on it the same way, right? A little bit different logo. Underneath that, it says Toyota. The other one does not. It's got 19 ST. It's got engravings in that little thing there, right? So let's look at the other water pump. You can see it's not there. 15.2. Still says Asian 3B. This one says Asian 3A. I don't know, maybe this is like, not necessarily a knockoff. It's probably still the Asian, but it's a 3B instead of a 3A. So maybe this is like secondhand. This one says 19 ST, this one says 15.2, so that's not the same. And this is not here to where this one says Toyota. So I don't know if they take this off. This might be an actual somewhat Toyota pump. Obviously the pump didn't fail, so not too worried about that as much as fan blades look very similar, so not as much worried about that. To a point, the only bad thing is you might be fine with that, and they might last 100,000 miles like they say, but this belt didn't have that belt didn't have 100,000 miles on it, and it broke. Everyone that I've been put in that's been Toyota, I've never had a problem with. So let's get this thing put back together. That's everything that it comes with, and we'll get this thing put back together and see if we can get it running either today or tonight. Like I said, we got a car we got to go pick up and move here in, I got about 3 hours before I have to leave here. So we'll get as far as we can. Who knows, we might get it back together, we might not. But I just wanted to show you all that, everything it comes with, show you the differences. And you know, my preference, if you have one of these, always buy Toyota stuff. This Toyota kit, you can buy it online. You can buy it on eBay, factory Toyota stuff. It's a factory part numbers. I don't know why you can buy it on eBay so much cheaper than you can a Toyota dealership. I guess because it's just a dealership. One pulley at Toyota was priced to me at like $200. This whole kit's like 200 bucks. So it is what it is. I don't know why it's so much cheaper, but it is. And it is factory Toyota parts. Not saying don't use a dealer. If you have a problem with one of the parts you get, you know, you're probably better off if you get it from a Toyota dealer compared to doing this. Don't know, never had a problem, so it is what it is. Let's get this thing back together. All right, time for a little bit of an update. Fingers hurting, that's for sure. That ain't too bad. I'm still using it. Block it slide out a little bit. It is a little sore, but it's all good. So let me show you what we got here. As you see, it's put back together. There's the new tensioner, new idler, new belt. And on zero. So should be good. They say on this thing to once you get everything on, you should turn it over 2 revolutions. And then after we do that, I'm gonna put the thermostat housing back together since it's easy to get to right there. We'll do that, and then we'll put the metal plate back on. Then we'll put the cover back on, just reassemble it. So there you go. So now we got a good old Toyota water pump, Toyota belt, Toyota pulleys. So hopefully it'll be good to go for another 100,000 if the motor lasts that long, or transmission lasts that long. This thing's got a little weird thing with it with the transmission. Shifts fine, drives fine, don't have no shudder or anything. Only issue we have is when you first put it in gear, it's like delayed going into gear. But other than that, I don't have no problems out of it. But anyway, when we loosen up some of these brackets for tightening and loosening belts, that way they're easy to get to right now to a point. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen some of them up just so it's easier for when we put it back together, and start putting everything on, the covers and stuff back on. So that's it. We'll get it back together, and next time you see it, wow, truck, I hear a truck. Next time you see it, it should be running. All right, there you go. I told you next video you would see, it'd be running. Let me show you. Now, obviously I don't have anything hooked up. Water pump is turned up, there's no water in it. I can't let it run long. But yeah, we got it running, runs good. I'm gonna cut it off since I know it runs now. We'll oh crap, music. Got music going on. But that means my phone probably didn't work. But anyway, got it running, good to go. Now we'll finish putting it together, but I got something I gotta go do first. So we're gonna close up shop, go do what we need to do, come back, finish it up. All right, we gotta show you this thing in the dark because we got it finished up. So been gone all day today. We went and played Top Golf. So anyway, it's finished up. Let me show you. Let me get the hood open on it. Show you it runs. Everything's good. Put water in it, antifreeze, whatever. Got all that thing done. And got the air bubbles out, all that good stuff. So give me just a second. There you go. All the belts, everything put back together. I got a sticker. I'm gonna show you the sticker I put on it. Let me get this thing running real fast. Ah, door. But see how many miles we got on here, because we gotta know the mileage to get the sticker. How many miles does it say? Y'all see it? It's dark in here. 272. There we go. 272, 359. There you go. As you can see, it's been warm. So if anybody's doing this job, hope this helps. If that's why you looked it up, let me know in the comments. Appreciate y'all watching. See you next time.